Yeah.
So Yuri Lowenthal is your name?
Yes.
Sorry, I just need you to repeat it for the transcriber.
Yes, Yuri Lowenthal. YuriLowenthal.
And you play Robin/Red Hood?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Love your shirt.
Thank you. I figured if I couldn't be out there today, I'd represent. So. And the shirt that I had ordered didn't get here in time, so my wife made this for me last minute, which is very sweet.
It's very professional.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. People are gonna be wearing them now from now on, I'm sure.
I'm good. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I said, my first round table.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about both your characters that you play, Robin and Red Hood.
Yeah, I got to play Robin and Red Hood, which is fun for two reasons. One, because they're both very different. And Robin is obviously, we played more into the anime, sort of the cute little Robin, high-pitched. And then Red Hood was sort of in an interesting way, a revisiting of a character that I did in Afro Samurai, whose head is also covered by a big bear, Puma. And so it was fun to, and they didn't know, when I was cast, they didn't do that on purpose. It was just fate, I guess. And Bob, the designer, who I became friends with on Afro Samurai, was thrilled when I emailed him and told him that I played Red Hood. It's also that's Red Hood finally appears in that really weird, painted sequence where the Joker forgets that he's the Joker.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, damn it. You think I'd know?
You're fine. Go on.
Yeah. So it was fun to play into the hardcore anime and then to be in this sort of weird other, painted world.
So are you a fan of the whole DC verse?
Yeah.
Familiar with Robin and Red Hood?
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, finish your question.
Oh, no. Familiar with Robin and Red Hood? Have you done research?
I'm a big fan of the DC universe. I fell out of reading comics a lot right around the time that multiple Robins started popping up.
Yeah.
So when I played Red Robin in another movie, I had to go and make sure that I knew exactly which
version.
Which Robin that was. But this is super. Anytime. I'm a comic book nerd from way back. So anytime I get to play any.
Okay, I'm going to ask, what comic book did you start off on? Series,
I was an early Batman and Superman adopter. I had from the library even. They used to have these giant hardback collections of old Superman.
How
Batman.
cool is that?
Yeah, it's the best. And so I was definitely, I fell into DC before I fell into Marvel, but then I have no problem going back and forth.
Comics are universal.
Yeah, exactly. I've gone through phases of being equal Batman fans and Moon Knight fans. So I guess that's. I probably shouldn't say that at a Warner Brothers thing, but yeah.
My question for you is, when you found out what character you're playing, how did you make the character your own, aside from just doing what other people have done? Did you bring your own, because I'm not sure you follow a script directly, or do you ad-lib, or how did you make it your own?
Making it my own is always, especially with, characters that have been done over and over again.
Yeah.
I used to obsess about that, and now I just trust that whoever cast me saw something in it that was going to work for this particular project. And so I trust that, and I try not to worry too much. I don't do a lot of research to everybody else who has played the character.
Yeah.
But particularly for anime where we're dubbing something where it's the performance, the visual performance is already there, there wasn't a lot of room for ad-libbing. I do occasionally, I'm not a huge ad-libber, but I definitely like to get one in every now and then, and it's hard to. There was one at the very end that I tried when Robin defeats Poison Ivy. Said something, damn it, again. No, but now you don't know which ones I'm making up. Like when the Riddler's reveal. Sorry. Anyway, I made a pruning joke as opposed to a cutting joke, and because I thought that'd be much more comic, and they didn't go for that.
Yeah.
So what were some of your favorite scenes from the movie? Well, from both Robin and Red Hood's perspective.
What are some of my favorite scenes that I haven't already spoiled for? Now I'm like, what can I talk about? It is. I was joking earlier on before we started the screening today that when they asked that question, I would have to say, that part at the beginning, and then it goes all the way that part at the end where the credits roll. That's my favorite. So, it is so. Well, let me just say this: the movie starts out crazy, but then there was one point where I leaned over and we were watching it today to Tony Hale, who hadn't seen the whole film. About 2/3 of the way through the film, I leaned over to Tony and I'm like, okay, now here's where it gets really weird. And he was like,
It's not weird enough
it
already.
hasn't been weird? Yeah. And I love that. I love there's a point, sort of that great third act battle where you're like, they couldn't possibly. Wow, I guess we've earned it. I guess if they're going to go there, they should go all the way. And I love that moment. And it felt like the audience did today too. And I was nervous. I was like, are they going to come with us on this journey? Are they going to come along? Because here's where they fall out. If they're going to fall out. And there was cheering, and it was awesome.
So what substance do you suggest people imbibe before watching it?
Wow. I recommend that you watch it once, dry, and then take LSD, and then try watching it again. It is
I've actually heard that a couple times about this.
It is super trippy and amazing. And yet, I mean, if you watch a lot of anime, it's not so much stuff that you haven't seen before, but you've never seen it with Batman, and I never thought I would. Like, I didn't even, like I said on the...
Totally epic.
Yeah, I said on the panel, I was like, I didn't even know I wanted this until I saw it, and now I can't imagine living without it. It was such a happy thing for me.
Did you do any research into the Japan's feudal era, to further your character's in-depth being tossed into this world?
I had already done all the research I needed growing up because I was a huge Japan nut. Cool. And I love the feudal period and that part of history and the culture and samurai, ninja, and giant robots and kaiju and that was
All that stuff in feudal era Japan.
that led me to study Japanese and live in Japan for 3 years.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so I was already well steeped. It didn't require.
Did they start
anymore.
turning to you for advice?
No, I know. No, they were already ready to rock.
So my final question: If you had a chance to voice anyone in the DC universe, what would your dream role be for that?
There are a bunch of characters. I will always, whenever the auditions come up for Batman and the Joker, even though that's not my natural voice quality, like I tend more towards Robin than any of those other characters, but I will always audition for those because they're sort of it's like the holy grail of
I give you
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
Screenwriters. Yuri.
Good job, Yuri.